Hi, I'm Gideon Rubin, the CEO and founder of Pandio, and today we're going to be talking to one of our team members, Cassidy McCoy. Welcome to the show today, Cassidy.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, great. I'd love to start out by just asking you, how did you hear about the data standard?
Yeah, so my friend Catherine, I've known her since elementary school. She was actually one of the first people on the data standard team. And I was nannying at the time and we went out to dinner and I was just kind of telling her I was looking for something different. And she said, you guys were hiring, and she knew I did some type of video editing for high school and said, even if you're not super interested in the content, you should give it a look and, see if it's something that you're interested in. And I thought the content was awesome and easily digestible. So I applied and here I am.
Well, great. So can you tell us a little bit about what your experience has been like working with the data standard?
Yeah, so it's been great working for the data standard. Something I love about our team is that we're given a lot of trust and a lot of creative freedom. So every day I love coming and, working here because I really get to flex like my creative bones and muscles, and I rarely get told no to an idea I have. So it's really fun working within our team.
That's great. You get to engage with the whole community. And so have there been people you've met through the community that have stood out for you?
Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily someone I met, but I edited their podcast. So I kind of feel like I know them. His name was Ioannis Lukeas. I think I'm saying that correct, probably not. But his podcast was so inspiring to me. It was a little bit about data science, but it was mostly about why he loves his career so much. It was really fascinating. He was like, even after I clock out, I'm still in data science forums. I'm still working on personal projects. He was just saying how in love he is with the data science field. And even though it's not a career that I'm going to end up pursuing, like a field that I'm going to pursue, it was so inspiring to hear him talk about his career. And I think it's a really great message for anyone starting or even feeling a little lost in their career.
You've gotten to watch and edit a lot of videos to the data standard, and these are really impressive professionals in the data science community. From that learning and that input, is there advice or guidance that you would give to someone, that you learned while watching all of this?
Yeah, so a big running theme with our guests who have actually been asked this question, and for me, who's not in the data science field, is just let your curiosity guide you. The internet, it's so easily accessible just to Google, companies using AI right now or companies in the data science field. There's also tons of forums you can get involved in. So there's LinkedIn data science groups. You can listen to the Data Standard podcast. We have a LinkedIn where we share people's projects too. So there's a lot of ways you can get as involved as possible in the community.
Yeah, and you've done such a great job of contributing to the community, even though you don't have a data science background. So can you tell us a little bit about what's your superpower? What do you do really well?
Well, something I love doing is just connecting with people. I come from a big Italian family and we're all about, building the relationships, and we have 50 people at family gatherings. We had the cheese lady from Vaughn's come once. So we're always trying to connect with people and bring them in to our little familial community. And I really love kind of using that in our data standard community, doing outreach to people and just trying to bring them in because we're doing something so great here. And I think it's beneficial to anyone. So I really love building relationships.
So getting this exposure to the data science community and a lot of these topics, have there been any sparks in you that have made you want to kind of go deeper and go further from a career standpoint? Obviously, you have, we'll talk about it in a minute, but you have, your own path and aspirations. But are there things that you're now thinking of pulling in? And if so, what are they?
Yeah, even if I'm not pursuing a career in it, I find a lot of the topics super duper fascinating. So I plan on staying involved in the communities years down the line and just keeping up with it. I mean, my old car's from 2000s and it had a cassette player, and now we have self-driving cars 20 years later. So just seeing those kind of advancements is so, so incredible to me. So in 20 years, we might have flying cars like the Jetsons, who knows?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of companies out there working on that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you're studying now and kind of what that program has been like. and where?
Yeah, so I had an odd graduation in 2020. I was majoring in communications because, again, the relationship building person. But I minored in marketing and business admin just to see if I was interested. And it was a lot of fun, but I just kept going back to the relationship building aspect. And I knew I wanted to help people, but I wasn't necessarily interested in being a doctor or a teacher. And so I thought law was a great option. And something that I really love about my job here and that I was looking for in a career is being really creative. And every case, I'm assuming, is like a puzzle and somewhere where you get to be creative, not necessarily artsy, but still flex the creative muscle. So I'm super excited to pursue it.
So tell us about specifically, what program you came out of, what you graduated from, and then what program you're going into.
So I graduated from USD, so University of San Diego, with a communications degree and minors in marketing and business admin. And I just recently accepted my seat for the University of Oregon School of Law. I don't necessarily have a path that I'm concrete in yet for law, but I'm looking into child advocacy or family law.
Oh, nice. That's great. And so going San Diego to Oregon, going to be chilly.
I know, I'm a little nervous, but I think it'll be a good change.
Any guidance or advice if someone's interested in, getting involved with the data standard? Is there any advice you'd give that they should prepare in advance or things they should be interested in or that you think are appealing?
I mean, honestly, again, as someone who was not necessarily part of the community before, just going through a quick deep dive into our LinkedIn, we have so many topics. We have, fintech, there's autonomous vehicles, people talking about that. There's so many different paths. There's just general career advice too. So the easiest way to get involved with us is definitely going to our LinkedIn page or our website. We also post videos on YouTube too that are easy and fun to watch. But I would definitely just say website and LinkedIn. You'll get a good grasp of what we do.
Great. And here's a little bit of a side question. I'm very curious. You said you come from a big Italian family. Do you have a favorite meal that you cook yourself? So you have to cook it yourself.
So it's kind of funny because since we have so many different people coming to family events, again, not right now, but we had the Von's cheese lady, we have our hairdressers come. We have a lot of different cultures. And one thing that my grandma taught me to make that's actually Polish are pierogies. So it's dough, and then there's cabbage and bacon, and then you bake those, or not bake, you fry them. And my grandma and I make them, so I'm still gonna say that I make them. But my grandma and I make them, and it's a super fun tradition we do for Easter, and those are so good. Highly, highly recommend.
Nice. Yeah, I like pierogies too. I don't eat bacon, so I haven't had them that way, but with potato and cheese, and stuff yeah, it's good. Do you ever boil them or you always fry them?
I think we kind of go half and half.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. Well, it sounds great. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. And thanks for all your contributions to the data standard. It's great to have you as part of the team. And I look forward to continuing to interact and hopefully have the chance to collaborate for the ongoing future.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again.
All right, great. Talk to you soon. Thanks.